Welcome to Emotion Creates Reality. This audio recording offers compacted knowledge. If you want to make full use of it, listen to it more than once, stop the CD once in a while, think about what was said, find examples out of your life, draw your own conclusions, do the exercises, and create your own exercises. Life is not a path to follow, but a path created by your own footsteps. Your emotions are energy in motion. And since everything else in this universe is energy too, your emotions interact with the universe. What emotions you put out, what emotions you radiate, is what you get back as real life experience. If there's something you want in life, check if that's what you're giving off, putting out. Everything you experience, your surroundings, the people you meet, the events that pop up, the places you go, the things that happen, in short, your whole reality is a reflection of your emotional states you most often reside in, of what feeling you vibrate, radiate, give off to the world. You will notice that when you change your emotional frequency, your vibe, other things will start happening. So-called coincidences or synchronicities will start popping up that reflect your new feeling. By changing your vibrational state, your mood, your feeling, reality starts changing around that to reflect exactly that feeling. Everything you do is driven by emotions, driven by the desire to feel better or to avoid feeling bad. You believe if you will do this and that, you will feel better. If I make more money, I will feel better. People say, if I find the right partner, I will feel better. If I do this meditation, I will feel better. If I follow these rules, I will feel better. That's okay and valid, and it will work, but that's not how magical reality creation works. Magical reality creation works just the other way around. From this viewpoint, feeling good or well-being is not the goal. It is the starting point. It is not the end, but the means. It is not the aim, but the prerequisite. If, for example, you say, well, if I work harder, I will make money, and then I can feel good, you are wearing life the wrong way round. In this case, you would be dependent on money for happiness. But being needy of money and feeling lack will never create the money you want. You have to feel what you would feel if you had money before you have the money in order for money to flow in more effortlessly. And the same principle applies to all other issues, be it love, health, success, spirituality, and so forth and so on. So, are you using the techniques of reality creation in order to feel better? Most people do, but the amusing thing is that none of the techniques will work if you don't feel better in the first place. Because emotion is the cause, reality the effect. That is why it is absolutely necessary to put well-being first as a top priority. Another way to put it, a mirror won't smile before you smile. Demanding a mirror to smile before you smile is what you are doing when you demand life to be better before you feel better. The journey you need to take is first an emotional one, not an action journey. If you let circumstances dictate what you feel like, these circumstances won't change. Don't let other people, so-called authorities, bank account statements, or weather dictate how you feel. Create your own feeling of well-being first, and all other good things will follow, almost automatically, naturally. When you're in the flow, things happen effortlessly, easily, and all of them to your benefit, reflecting the feeling you give off. If you don't put feeling good in the first place, you will forever be trying to change and control the circumstances instead of the source of these circumstances, your emotional energy. You will forever be taking actions as a compensation, what I call compensatory actions, to make up for creating bad circumstances with bad emotions. So the first, most basic principle of reality creation is to begin to put well-being, a good state, feeling well, relaxed, relieved, comfortable, appreciative, enthusiastic, or excited on place one, on top priority. Before you do anything else, before you make decisions, before you commit to something, before you act. Compensation actions or compensatory actions are things you do to make up for bad energy. And these actions cause more bad energy, believe it or not. Inspired actions are things you do that feel good, or when you act on opportunities that present themselves after you've given off good vibrations. But there's more to this principle, much more. When you follow your joy, you follow your life's plan, the plan you designed before you came to this planet, unfolds naturally. Joy is your body's translation of your soul's energy, of what your soul would love to do. Now, you can either trust that feeling or not. But if you do trust that feeling and do follow it, it will always ultimately end up with what is best for you, and it will always be understood why your emotion told you to follow that path. Maybe it won't be understood in the first moment, but ultimately it will. Shortly put, if something feels good to you or right to you, it is good for you and will produce good results for you. If something feels bad to you, it is bad for you and will produce bad results for you. It's really as simple as that. Life is not any more complicated than that. And if something feels good and bad at the same time, if something feels ambivalent, it will produce good and bad results for you. You cannot expect that something bad will produce good results. Doing a job that you do not like because you want to earn money will never produce the money you want. Meeting someone, although you don't want to today, although you don't feel like it, because you want this person to like you, will never produce for that person to like you. The formula that most people use is, well, I have to do X in order to get W. X standing for something they don't like, and W standing for something they do like or do want. Example of this errant formula: I have to do this lousy job in order to make money, with which I can then enjoy my life. Now, if you break this formula down, you get X equals W, meaning bad equals good, or good equals bad. Does that make any sense? No. Does it work? Definitely not. And yet, much of people's actions are still based on this formula that just does not work. Think about how this applies to your life. Write about it. Examine it. Find out in which areas you are using this formula. And realize, doing, thinking, saying something that feels good will lead to a good result, and nothing else. And what feels right to you does not have to feel right for anyone else. But you know best what is good for you, no matter what others say. You are not on this planet to fix what's broken. You are here to experience and share joy. That means if you lower your own state in order to help someone else, or out of pity, you are not really helping. Because if you have no energy, you have nothing to give anyway. This whole universe is based on resonant attraction, meaning that like attracts like. That means you'd have to become like the thing that you desire in your life. Primarily, this means to feel like it, to feel as if you have it, because it takes one to know one. You can only experience and perceive and know what you are the vibrational energy of. If you want something to manifest in your life, you'll have to say and feel, I love it and it loves me. I love it and it loves me. That's a thought or phrase you can cultivate. I love it and it loves me. Your emotions are barometers, indicators, navigational systems that tell you which way your day and your life are going. I repeat, your emotions are barometers, indicators, navigational systems that tell you which way your day and your life are going. Knowing this, you get a very fresh, very new perspective on so-called negative emotions. So-called negative emotions are like your servants, your friends, your navigational indicators, warning you to change your course before something unwanted manifests as reality. They do not indicate that something unwanted has already happened, but that something unwanted will definitely occur if you keep going the way you're going, if you do not change your course. So thank goodness negative emotions exist. Otherwise, you would not know that you're heading for something very undesirable. It is therefore absolutely paramount that you learn to trust your feelings and learn to appreciate the negative or bad feelings as helpers, as friends, as indicators. Learning to read them, understand them, and react appropriately. Would you trash your navigational system in the car when it tells you you're going the wrong way? Would you put a smiley sticker over your navigational system in your car when it tells you it's going the wrong way? Well, of course not. You'd be grateful that you were forewarned, and you would change your course. So, what do I mean by changing course? Having a negative emotion means that one of the following two things are not appropriate for you, not appropriately aligned with your life's purpose. Number 1, a thought or belief or judgment. Number 2, an action or plan or person or surrounding. That leaves us with only 2 questions to ask when we are feeling bad. Number 1, what am I thinking or believing in order to feel this way? What am I thinking or believing in order to feel this way? Or, number 2, what am I doing or where am I in order to feel this way? And this leaves us with one of 2 solutions to the unpleasant emotion. Number 1, either change your thought or belief, or number 2, change your action or surrounding. Either way will work. Allow a negative emotion to be an indicator pointing at thought patterns, beliefs, behaviors, or actions that are inappropriate for you or what you say you want in life. Let's say you're working on a project that once felt good to you, but no longer feels right. According to what we just said, you only have two options: to change or abandon the whole project, or to change your thinking about the project. Both options are completely valid, and both will work to put you back into emotional alignment with your true self. You can change the way you view, think about, believe about, label the project, or you can change the parts of the project that don't feel good, or you can abandon the project altogether. Anything that will cause relief is spiritually and physically healthy. You will not and should not get rid of negative emotions per se. They are the perfect, immaculate navigational tools that allow you to stay in sync with your soul's originally laid out, originally intended path. Getting rid of negative feelings altogether, you would no longer be able to discern what your soul has intended for you and what not. You would no longer be able to choose between what's really you and what's not really you. Your life would no longer make sense. Suppressing emotions or wanting to get rid of them is attempting to destroy your beautiful navigational system. You will not only destroy that guiding light, but also your body and mind. You see, emotion is simply energy. Energy flowing through your body. Energy is neutral. When this energy flows through a negative belief or action filter, through a black filter, then you perceive this energy as fear or sadness or anger or other emotions you term negative. When this same energy, this very same energy, flows through a positive belief or action filter, a white filter, you feel this very same energy as happiness or excitement or relief or peace or ease or enthusiasm or whatever other emotion you term positive. And it is in this sense that fear and joy are the very same thing, the very same energy flowing through different filters. It is therefore not the energy you should try to get rid of. Suppressing the energy is suppressing your own true life force. Suppressing and resistance will make you tired and exhausted. That's all it will do. What you want to find out is what the filter is that the energy is running through. You want that feeling to be an indicator to lead the way to the thought or action that is inappropriate. If you suppress the emotion, not only will you suppress energy and thus joy, you will also not find out what the thought is that is producing it. The following emotions are indicators that you are following your soul's truest path, what is truly you. The emotion you call excitement, elation, euphoria, or enthusiasm. The emotions you call appreciation, love, compassion. The emotions you call interest, attentiveness, awakeness, awareness, fascination, admiration. The emotions and states you call relaxation, relief, peace, contentment, calm. There are many different ways to use the knowledge you are given here. What follows are a few ways and exercises, but they are by no means the only ways to apply this knowledge. As you begin to trust your feelings, use your emotions, change your state, work with these things, you will come up with many more exercises, ideas, and applications. Exercise number 1. The big time out. The most natural and easy way to change your emotional state is to call out a time out, or to take a time out. This would mean to ease off, to retreat, to take a break, to relax, to come to silence, to calm down. There are many ways to have a time out, but don't ask me how to do it, because it's not about doing anything. It's about stopping to do anything. Stopping the world, stopping the rat race, stopping to be driven by cravings and resistances, and regaining a sense of control, a sense of self-determination, a sense of peace. Taking a time out means to get out of the movie reel for a moment or two, step back, and gain perspective. It can also mean to go to a place where you will be safe and undisturbed. It can mean to go somewhere to close your eyes and simply breathe for a few minutes. Soft, deep breaths. It can also mean to stop what you are doing and lie down to take a nap. It can also mean to lazy around for a few minutes, a few hours, or a few days, or even a few weeks, depending on the degree of exhaustion life has caused you and the degree of relaxation you need to feel yourself again, to reorient yourself. Taking a time out, be it for a minute or a day or a week or any other time span, is an act of self-determined change of pace. This is especially vital and necessary when things are not going the way you wanted them to go, when you're feeling down, exhausted, sad, fearful, or angry. These are the best moments to examine yourself, examine your life, write down limiting beliefs, replace them with positive beliefs, meditate, gain an overview. The best time to solve a problem is when the problem is actually occurring, because when you can change your state in that moment, you've changed the pattern. Relaxation and wellness are a prerequisite for changing your vibration to the matter. Without time outs, you will not be able to do any reality creation exercises. You will not be able to relax. You will not be able to concentrate. If you wish to work a lot or have a lot of energy, you can only do that if you're sufficiently regenerated, rejuvenated, relaxed. The basis of dynamic action is relaxation. The basis of relaxation is dynamic action, two sides of a coin. If you fail to take time outs because you feel under time pressure, are afraid of the consequences, or feel there are too many unfinished things, then you've long passed the phase where it is easy to change your vibration. You're fully engulfed in compensatory action and no longer living your true self. Your true self, your natural well-being, your eased self, your chilled-out self is what comes up naturally, spontaneously, and effortlessly when you relax. In this sense, well-being is not something that has to be achieved, not something you have to fulfill conditions for, but something you relax back into. It is your birthright and your most natural state. It does not take more effort to feel bad than good. What exactly you do in your time out is up to you. You can have a massage, read a book, watch a good movie, go for a swim, have sex, have a glass of wine, or do one of the following exercises. Having the courage to take many time-outs and turn them into treating yourself to pleasantries means you are demonstrating the power of not running away from the world, not letting yourself be driven and pushed by the world, but calling out, "No! This is my time out, and I will realign with a positive feeling before I continue. I will not reemerge from my time out until I feel better." You will see that the time out and the elevation of your vibration will have you work more effectively, smoothly, and creatively, and get much more done in much less time. Exercise number 2. Detecting and replacing thoughts. Step 1. Notice an unwanted emotion or fear or an anger, frustration, sadness, or shame. Notice a negative emotion. If you want to define it in written form, turn off the CD and do so. I'll be waiting. Step 2. Ask yourself, what must I be consciously or subconsciously thinking or believing to feel this way? Then, write down the thoughts that come to mind. Writing them down makes them clearer, more precise, more conscious. Step 3. Assume that the thought you wrote down is a level 2 thought on a scale from 1 to 4. A level 2 thought. And now, downgrade that same thought to level 1. Make it worse. Exaggerate it to the worse. Make it sound worse. Make that same thought a level 1 thought. Pull the lever down and create something worse than that original thought deliberately and intentionally. Step 4. Now create a level 3 thought on your scale from 1 to 4. Take the very same thought from level 2 to level 3. That means you make it just a little more positive on what you want to think instead of that thought, but you keep it realistic. The level 3 version of that thought should be a positive thought that you want to think instead, but it should be a thought that comes easily, when you easily believe, when you can easily feel, one that relieves you, one that you almost already believe. Step 5. Now create the same thought as a level 4 thought. Take it one level up, make it even more positive. State what you really, really would like or want instead of that level 2 thought. An example of this exercise. Let's say your original level 2 thought is, well, I'm overweight and feel bad about it. So you would transform that thought into a level 1 thought, make it worse, saying, for example, I feel like a fat pig, a glutton, a wobbly, ugly monster. I feel like shit. Then you would choose a level 3 thought of that same thought. For example, well, I'm once again overweight, but I guess I can change that. I'd have to eat more consciously, take more walks. I think I can do that. The level 3 thought must be realistic enough for you to believe, something you already believe anyway. You cannot replace negative beliefs with positive ones you can't believe, positive ones that are too high. That would be like trying to get on a carousel that's going too fast. You must find and choose a thought that allows you to feel relief. Writing down the thought, well, I'm not overweight at all, I feel fantastic, might not be the authentic, honest, and appropriate thought. And after that, you choose a level 4 thought, which, however, must also be completely honest. The level 4 thought contains what you truly want. Well, I really do want to have ideal weight, eat more consciously, move more, and appreciate my body the way it is. So you proceed in the same way for each and every thought on your list, each thought you wrote down. First scaling it down to 1, then up to 3, then up to 4. So why would you scale it down first? Well, this gives you more control over the thought itself. If you can first scale it down, you'll have an easier time scaling it up, believe it or not. The reaction to scaling it down might be even more emotional release or an uncovering of what lies deeper than the original level 2 thought. Or it may simply make the thought sound more funny or ridiculous. One of the two. If you can then upscale the thought in written form and make it realistic enough so that you can actually feel the thought affecting your body, then you've successfully replaced and upgraded your emotional vibration. One word of warning concerning emotions and real-life manifestations. When you change your signal vibration, your essential belief or emotion, physical evidence does not immediately follow. Physical evidence follows when you're able to uphold, accumulate, or cultivate that new feeling for a while. Therefore, do not ask when, where, how your desired manifestation will occur. The emotional feeling will have to suffice as enough evidence for now. With a little buffer of time, things will begin to show up that reflect your new feeling. During this phase, it is important how you react to the echoes and reflections of your old emotional offerings, your old creations. If you allow these to change your mood to the worse again, you will have shifted back to the old reality. Unwanted things will still appear, but it is how you react to them in emotion and physical action that determines how quickly your desire will manifest as physical reality. Exercise 3. Appreciation. Exercise 3. Appreciation. Appreciating things, places, and people, finding things to appreciate, going ways you would appreciate, will melt the resistances you have in life and speed up positive occurrences by more than you may be able to imagine. Take a walk somewhere and spot as many things as you can that you can say yes to. Ignore anything you would say no to. On this walk, simply only notice the things you appreciate and silently acknowledge, bless, admire, and appreciate them. Your vibrational offering will have increased 1,000-fold. Next, write down things, people, places, cultures, events, memories, thoughts, fantasies, locations, books, movies, music, art, cities, objects that you appreciate, admire, are fascinated by, like, want more of. On this list, do not mention anything that you do not want. The universe is inclusive, not exclusive. That means you get more of anything you put attention to. That means you ultimately get everything you say yes to and everything you say no to. Next, write down a few people or things that you don't like. Beside that, write down the aspects you do or can appreciate about them. If you can't find anything to appreciate about them, then at least write down how this unwanted person, thing, event might be of service to you, might help you, could be used or utilized by you for a good purpose, or what you might learn from it. So the first exercise is to find things to appreciate, spotting only them, and the advanced exercise is to take things you do not appreciate and find out what you do appreciate about them, aspects you do appreciate about them. Exercise 4. Remembering. There are many ways to focus energy. By looking at something out there, by looking at something in here, meaning visualizing or daydreaming, by looking at pictures or movies, by hearing, writing, speaking, and doing, by touching, or by remembering. In this exercise, simply remember times, places, people, situations in which you had energy or money or were happy or successful or felt loved. The moment you remember is the moment you're getting back into alignment with that same energy, warming it up again. This will lead to similar things happening again in the near future. Simply by remembering, you warm up the vibrational frequency again and experience similar things again. Exercise 5. Options. Look around you and notice the options you have that you could act upon. Of course, every here and now moment contains millions of options and paths that you could follow. But let's say you notice only a few, 3, 4, or 5. If you want, write them down. Now, of these 5 options that you could act upon here and now, today, 1 or 2 are shining brighter than the others, are more interesting, inspiring, joyful, relaxing, or exciting than the others. Choose the one that is the most interesting and that you can follow without detriment to others or former commitments that you've set up. That's following joy with integrity. Then, act upon that, feel the energy it gives you, and experience it until the energy starts to fade, until you fully experience that action. Once the interest starts to fade, stop. You will now be standing in a new here and now with brand new options. A brand new scene with brand new possibilities, some of which you did not even notice before when you first started this exercise, when you first chose the first option. You are now standing in a new viewpoint. You are now a different person than you were just a while ago. Now look at what options you have and choose the one that is the most interesting, contains the most joy, relaxation, love, or excitement, and follow that to the best of your abilities. Don't get stuck in something that is no longer interesting just because it was interesting or used to be interesting. Take stock every once in a while. What are the options you have now? What is the one that is the most interesting now, that feels the best to you and that you can follow with integrity, meaning without breaking the laws of your country, without intentionally harming others? Then simply act upon that, get the energy out of that, and so forth and so on. If you'd be doing it just like this for the rest of your life, you'd be following the pearl necklace that your higher self, your soul, has laid out for you. This would be the quickest path to your life's plan, the quickest path to higher consciousness, the quickest path to have all that you intended to experience before you came here to begin appearing in your life. Following the pearl necklace of the higher self. Exercise 6. AmmoClear. Step 1. Notice an issue or feeling that has been troubling you. Step 2. Dive into the feeling. Allow the feeling. Immerse yourself in the feeling. Breathe the feeling. Breathe as the feeling. Give up all resistance to the feeling. Explore the feeling. Go into the feeling. Identify with the feeling. Drink the feeling. Breathe the feeling. Be the feeling. Immerse yourself in the feeling. Breathe through the feeling. Step 3. While still intensely feeling the feeling, ask yourself out loud or silently, how is this issue or this feeling of service to me exactly the way it is? How is this of service to me exactly the way it is? Alternative questions could be, how do I benefit from this issue? Or what can I learn from this issue that I would not have otherwise learned? Or for what positive benefit would I have created such an issue? How can I use this issue to my positive benefit? Step 4. After finding answers to this question, dive into the feeling again, appreciate it, suck it in, fully experience it, relax into it, own it. Take responsibility for it. Stop reacting to it, simply allow it to play out. Go through you as energy. It will play out. And when it plays out, you might ask yourself, all right, what now? This is something that happens by itself. Step 5. Ask yourself, what would I like to experience instead? Write that out. Specify it. What do you want instead? Instead of the issue, instead of the feeling. Then, see your desire in real life or in your mind, feel your desire emotionally, and act upon your desire accordingly. Exercise 7. Magic Creation File. An exercise based on another one called magic creation box. So, what you look at looks at you. When you look at something beautiful, preferable, pleasant, your vibrational or emotional energy shifts and changes. If you're in a normal state, it will only take about 20 to 60 seconds of looking at something nice for your vibration to lift off. If you're in a bad or difficult state, it may take a few minutes, but not more. An exercise that I've devised for myself is to collect all kinds of nice, desirable pictures in a file on my computer. And on a regular basis, I put pictures of things that I like, want, fondly remember, am fascinated by, admire, and appreciate into this file on my computer. And I look at these pictures when I want to boost my vibration. Sometimes I even play them as a slideshow on my computer. Sometimes even as a PowerPoint presentation. I also create different picture files for different topics. The titles I put on these files are statements of what I want to manifest. For example, one file reads, Places I want to play and work at. And the file contains pictures of beaches, mountains, intelligent-looking people, interesting buildings, and locations. Another file reads, Things I want to own, and the pictures contained are that of nice cars, nice objects, nice resources and accessories, and so forth. There are many variations of this exercise, but the basic message is, beware of what you look at, for that is looking at you. Beware of what you include into your stream of thought and feeling. Learn to choose where your attention and emotions go, rather than simply being swept away by what the world is offering you to look at. You can only experience what you feel. If somewhere near you a disaster happens, and you have no fear inside you, nothing bad will happen to you. That's what I believe. You can only be harmed by what you fear. You can never be harmed when you feel love within you. Exercise 8, Daily Intention. If all these exercises are too much for you, or if there's only one single exercise you want to do, then that would be to train yourself on a daily basis of where you want your thoughts and your attention to go. And the exercise I have for this is called Daily Intention. All you do for this exercise is to simply write down on a daily basis, either the night before or in the morning, what you wouldn't mind experiencing, things you would like to experience, like to do, like to be, like to have. Your daily intentions list can contain the big things and the little things, the realistic things and the so-called unrealistic things. The important thing about this very simple exercise of writing down what you want on a regular basis is that you do it without expectation that these things will actually manifest. That means you don't force it. You write in a playful and soft way, a few things a day, without expecting any of it to actually happen. Without asking yourself when, how, where, but simply writing down what you would like, what you wish, what you think is good, every morning or every evening. If that's the only thing you do, you will start feeling your vibrations go up, and after a while, things that you wrote down will actually start popping up in your life. Not because you were needy of them, but because you were playful about them, light, soft. And because you came into the habit of focusing on what is wanted on a daily basis, not on what was or what is unwanted or what is, but exactly what is wanted. Now, to wrap up this recording, if you're not in the car, if you're listening to this at home, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Hold your breath. Hold the breath. Hold the breath. And take a very slow breath out, relaxing your whole body. Another deep breath in. Hold. Hold the breath. And breathe out very slowly, relaxing your whole body. Another deep breath in. Hold. Hold the breath and breathe out very slowly. Now focus something negative, unwanted, and take a deep breath in, breathing in this energy, this negative thought. And hold it. Hold the thought. Hold the breath. And in breathing out very slowly, relax this issue. Put your attention on zero, off of it. On nothing. And now focus on something very beautiful, very nice, and take a deep breath in. Hold the thought. Hold it. Hold the breath. And leave the energy in your body while breathing out. This is the end of the CD, Emotion Creates Reality. I trust the information on the CD will be useful to you for the rest of your life and even beyond. Now release your attention from this recording and put it on something that will make you feel even better. Thank you.